and welcome to our special report on the latest developments in Manila.
That's right, Manila got significant traffic updates and some concerning police.
You know that feeling when Christmas decorations pop up way too early? Well, in the Philippines, there's no such thing as too early. A mall in Manila literally put up Christmas trees in August this year.
That's right. And it's not just malls. The entire country embraces what they call the Burr months, making the Philippines home to the world's longest Christmas season.
4 whole months of Christmas? That's incredible. But what makes this year's celebration particularly interesting is how it's happening against a backdrop of some pretty dramatic events in the country.
Oh, absolutely. 2025 has been quite a year for the Philippines. We've seen everything from major political shifts to economic challenges.
Can you break down some of those key events for our listeners?
Well, one of the biggest stories was the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte in March. He became the first Asian former head of state to be detained by the International Criminal Court.
That must have created quite a stir in the country.
It definitely did. And on top of that, there's been this massive corruption scandal involving flood control projects that's really shaken public trust.
Yet despite all this political turbulence, the Christmas spirit seems stronger than ever. How do Filipinos maintain that festive energy?
You know, it's fascinating. The IMF reports that economic growth has slowed to 5.1% this year. Inflation's been a concern, but Filipinos still prioritize Christmas celebrations.
Tell me more about these celebrations. What makes Filipino Christmas unique?
Well, it all centers around food and family. The highlight is Noche Buena, this amazing midnight feast after Christmas Eve Mass.
A midnight feast? That sounds incredible.
It really is. You've got traditional dishes like jamon, that's their Christmas ham, queso de bola, and various pasta dishes. Every family has their own special versions of these recipes.
And I've heard about something called Simbang Gabi.
Yes. Simbang Gabi is this beautiful tradition of 9 consecutive dawn masses from December 16 to 24. People wake up as early as 4 a.m. to attend.
4 a.m.? That's some serious dedication.
But here's the thing, it's not just about the mass. After each service, there are these amazing food stalls selling traditional treats like bibingka and puto bumbong.
Those sound interesting. What are they exactly?
Bibingka is this wonderful rice cake cooked in clay pots lined with banana leaves, and puto bumbong is a purple rice cake served with butter, coconut, and brown sugar.
You mentioned earlier about the Burr months. How did that tradition start?
It's actually tied to both cultural and economic factors. Filipinos use these months to save money and plan their celebrations. Plus, there's this whole phenomenon with shopping malls.
Right, like that mall putting up decorations in August.
Exactly. And you know what's become a cultural marker? The moment people hear Jose Mari Chan's Christmas songs playing in malls, they know the season has officially begun.
That's such a unique cultural touchstone. How has the economic situation affected celebrations this year?
Well, despite inflation concerns and the peso hitting an all-time low of 59.22 to the dollar this year, Filipinos are still prioritizing their Christmas celebrations.
That really speaks to how important these traditions are.
Absolutely. And you know what's interesting? The political turmoil has actually seemed to strengthen people's commitment to these traditions.
How so?
It's like the Christmas celebrations have become this unifying force. When everything else feels uncertain, these traditions provide stability and connection.
That's really powerful. What about decorations? I've heard about something called parols.
Yes, parols are these beautiful star-shaped lanterns that were traditionally made from bamboo and Japanese paper. They're absolutely essential to Filipino Christmas.
And they're everywhere during the season?
Everywhere. From simple homes to elaborate mall displays. They're really a symbol of Filipino Christmas spirit.
Speaking of spirit, how are families managing to celebrate with the economic challenges?
That's where you see Filipino creativity shine. Many are focusing more on traditional homemade dishes rather than expensive imported items.
Can you give us an example?
Instead of imported hams, more families are making traditional dishes like caldereta and embutido. They're just as special but more economical.
That's a beautiful way to maintain traditions while adapting to circumstances.
And you know what's really touching? Communities are coming together more. Neighbors sharing dishes, organizing communal celebrations.
It's like the challenges are actually strengthening community bonds?
Exactly. The spirit of Bayanihan, community helping community, is really shining through this Christmas season.
What about social media? How's that playing into celebrations this year?
Social media has become huge in sharing Christmas celebrations. There's been this rise in hyper-localized content showing regional traditions and recipes.
So people are using technology to preserve and share traditions?
Absolutely. With 97.5 million internet users in the Philippines now, social media has become a way to celebrate and connect, especially for families separated by distance.
That's fascinating how technology and tradition are blending.
And it's not just about sharing photos. People are using platforms like TikTok to teach traditional recipes and share local Christmas customs.
It's like preserving culture through modern means.
Exactly. Even with all the changes and challenges of 2025, Filipino Christmas traditions aren't just surviving, they're evolving and thriving.
What would you say is the heart of Filipino Christmas?
It's really about three things: faith, family, and food. No matter what's happening in the country, these elements bring people together.
And that seems more important than ever this year.
Definitely. In a year of political upheaval and economic challenges, these Christmas traditions have become an anchor for many people.
What's your prediction for how these traditions might evolve?
I think we'll see more fusion between old and new, traditional celebrations enhanced by technology, but always keeping that core spirit of community.
That's really hopeful, especially given all the challenges this year.
You know what they say, Filipino Christmas spirit is resilient. It survived colonization, wars, natural disasters, and now political turmoil.
And starts in September.
Actually, as we saw this year, sometimes even August. That's the Filipino Christmas spirit for you, always ready to celebrate, no matter what.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode of Co-Pilot Podcasts. Any final thoughts?
Just that Filipino Christmas shows us something beautiful. When times are tough, traditions don't fade away. They become even more meaningful.
And maybe that's the real magic of Filipino Christmas, finding joy and connection no matter what challenges the year brings.
Exactly. From August decorations to midnight feasts, it's all about keeping hope and community alive.
Thank you for joining us on Co-Pilot Podcasts. Remember, sometimes the longest Christmas season in the world is exactly what we need.